Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing it now.
You know what it is. It's the jingle. Place my little memorabilia back right here. You know it's the jingle because it's Wednesday night. It's the best show in combat sports. I have the ultimate honor every week to co-host this show with the man, the hottest man in combat sports himself, Nelson Lopez Jr. And hey, we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna bring the man to the stage right now. The man himself, Nelson Lopez Jr.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's up, man? What's going on?
You know, a lot's going on, man. You got the
a
lot's going on. So, I mean, you got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. Before we do, though, but make sure everybody tunes in to Tubi and check out Fatal Black Female. Your boy Big Face is Detective Graves. I know y'all. Everybody checked it out.
Detective Graves, Fatal Black Female on
Come
Tubi.
on, man. Live on Tubi. You know how we
gotta drop
everywhere.
You gotta drop a link, man. Soon.
Right there. You see it. You see right there.
Right there.
You go right. Yeah. You go right there. Check it right there. So, hey, what about you, boss? I know that you're busy. And I know you was hustling to get here because there is no time for you now. So what's up, man? What's up with you?
Everything is great. Everything is just moving according to plan. Did some traveling. Had to take a couple little trips to different states, check out different venues. Closing a couple deals with some casinos, closing a couple deals with some networks. I wanna make a real full scheduled announcement of the dates that we have coming, the fights we have coming, the venues, and I want it to be complete so that we know exactly from start to finish where we're going for the rest of the next 12 calendar months.
Well, I know that, and there's a lot of work, but people don't understand about the fight game. What I've learned in the last 18 months, 24 months is how much work goes on behind the scenes, how much contact with all the people that we've been around the country now. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of approaching the three-figure fighters that we we're trying to stay in contact with, trying to make sure they're ready, keep it on weight, making sure that, venue, you look at your vision is out there, like way out there. It can't be like next week. It's got to be months and months down the road. So we applaud you, man. And you still take time to have the dopest show in combat sports, man. And
let's go. We want to be informative and collect as much information and provide as many opportunities as possible. And, we're doing a 3-platform kind of deal here. Like fighters are signing up for bare knuckle, they're signing up for Trigon combat, and they're signing up for boxing. And soon there will be other platforms too where there might be some MMA, there might be some wrestling, there might be something else, and we're grabbing amateurs all the way into the pros, all the way to championship level. So we're really putting together an extensive day-to-day, year-to-year plan for fighters from the amateurs all the way to the championship.
And that's just talking about Trigon. And that's not even broaching the subject of Global Combat Collective, where you have world-class fighters like Deontay Wilder. You have, bigger, rumors in the works of bigger things. And of course, opportunities will be there. And Absolutely. Then you talk to the biggest champions in the world, don't you now?
Yes, sir. I've always had the pleasure of working with big name boxers, and I come across in the bare knuckle world and made friends and acquaintances with big time MMA fighters, and always kept that good relationship with them, and was able to bring them on the shows and showcase what they were doing and what they got planned. And there's some real educated fighters out there that know the business, know the boxing inside and outside the ring. And one of the guys that I've always had the honor of talking to and sharing thoughts on fights and business deals and how things work was the one and only 2-time, soon to be 3-time, 2-division world champion, two sports, Mr. Austin, no doubt. Trout.
I clap for myself. How's it doing? What's up, y'all? How you doing, Nelson? What's up,
What's
big
going
face?
on? What's going on, bro? You busy as me. I see you. You on the road. You got all kinds of stuff going. I see.
Look, I'm trying to get busy like you, man. I wish I worked this hard when I had more energy. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You're
Exactly.
good. You're right on time, bro. You're right on time.
Right on time, for
You got so
sure.
much going. You got championship fights that are being announced.
Yeah.
You got people trying to get your belt. You got TCL. I know that you got you're running with that, which I love
Yeah,
the
yeah, we just
platform.
finished up our season with TCL. I'm also opening up a gym. It's one of the first bare knuckle gyms in Texas, if not the first.
I
Definitely one
love
of
it.
the first.
Okay.
I'm opening
Is that
that
gonna
up.
is it gonna be in Houston?
Oh yeah, yeah, right here in Houston, it'd be kind of in the well, I'm gonna give the cheap plug.
Okay, let's go.
6982 Farmer Market Road, 1960 Road, West Street, Suite F. So if you come
Go.
on out. It's right across from the Target. If you come down 1960, it's gonna be dope. We're gonna
We
teach
gotta
y'all
do
how to
a
whoop ass.
we gotta do a tryout then. We gotta set up a tryout, man.
Come on,
We gotta do
y'all gonna love
that's
it,
a you open in gyms. How do you like the team combat? I've been to a couple shows,
man.
very exciting. I love
Yeah,
the unity, how the fighters come together. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously the teams are going at each other, but I love watching team members like cheer on their
yes,
team. And you don't see that a lot in boxing. In
of
boxing,
course.
you go to a boxing event and everybody's against everybody. Nah, he ain't no good.
It's all
And this is
fighting,
the
right,
first,
right.
yeah, yeah. And this is the first time you see a team like concept in boxing. I love it. How does that feel to be like running that, like running your part of that?
Honestly, so coaching the Houston Hitmen, this is our second season. The playoffs are going on right now. You can catch that on Merit TV, Merit Street TV. That's the Dr. Phil channel. And man, the the playoffs are some bangers. They have some sneaky stars that came out of nowhere. On the Phoenix Fury, Jose Rivas, that kid, he was a MMA fighter, no boxing experience, knocking out some of the stars of TCL. Like you said, that team aspect of it, like, bro, it makes those fighters fight for more, because like fighting for more than yourself. And we've been so accustomed to they tell you get selfish, you need to become all about you, because you're gonna have to fight for you when it comes down to it. But now when you have to fight for your team, we're down by one. We need a knockdown. Go get that. You're gonna go get it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You got your
yeah,
team
yeah.
on your back. And I've seen these guys like really dig deep. And people that their heart, in my opinion, was a little questionable. But for the team and for the moment, they found it. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing. That's awesome. Um, shouts out to Mark. That's
Shout
my
out to
guy.
Mark. Shout out to Mark and the whole TCL. Shout out to Belinda. Shout out to Kevin.
Belinda,
Shout out to the whole TCL people. Dewey Cooper.
Dewey, yeah.
And
Mark, Mark,
that Merit TV is a good platform too, man. I downloaded it. I
Absolutely
checked it
is.
out.
Oh, it really Merit TV. They got some good things that I think should be implemented all over.
yeah. Look, I spent a little time talking to Mark, because I help him secure the Mikasuki in Florida. I actually went and saw a venue today that I think he's really gonna like. So I'm gonna present that to him. And yeah, man, I think they're doing a great thing. I love the innovation of boxing, right? I love
Yeah.
that because I think TCL is for the outside fan of boxing.
Yes. Yes.
It's 3 minutes of fight, and you know
Yeah.
what? It's not anybody can win. That's what I love about it. It's not damaging. It's one you give it 3 minutes of all you got. Yeah, you might get hit with something, and that's it. It's done.
I say we're good.
Like
Go sit
rest.
down.
Go sit up. If you get up, you get saved by the bell, and you're
Right.
not taking damage for 10 rounds. I'm not like talking nothing down. I'm just saying like
But
people.
it's and but don't get it twisted, because one thing this season taught me and last season taught me was um those one rounds take, and especially because you're fighting every week back to back, right?
True,
They
true.
start taking its toll. Like these guys are
It's true.
like, yo, by week 5 or week 6, man, everybody's kind of run down, and that's when you need another fighter
Making
that
weight.
can kind of come in and substitute in. It's really a team based thing, and you have the city kind of constant behind it. So when Houston fights against Dallas, Houston shows up, and vice versa. When San Antonio fights Houston, it's we take a little personal because I can't stand San Antonio. Shout out to Coach AC Bryant and the
So
whole
Uh,
San
you
Antonio
so
team. It's all love, you know what I mean? I just don't like your city.
so you guys got the playoffs going on now, right, champ? The playoffs.
Playoffs are going on right now. One to
so
look out for is
who's in the
Phoenix Fury.
playoffs?
They're a new
Phoenix.
team, and they've been doing that thing. When we fought Phoenix, we lost. It should have been a lot closer than it was, but it was one of the teams that really beat us, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Shout out to Coach Sonny. He got a good squad over there.
that's good, man. And how's that work? Because I've seen, like, I talked to Paige. What's her name? Paige Gilbert, and
Yeah.
she jumps. I've seen her jump from this team to that team. Are you trying out? Are you like,
Yeah,
are
there's
you?
tryouts, and for
Okay.
Houston, for sure, we're gonna start our tryouts early. I'm gonna start them in December. We're gonna get a couple tryouts in. That was our problem. We didn't have a good tryout this last season, so shout out to my whole team. But y'all gonna have to work for that spot this next coming season. Yeah, there's a tryout, and then I mean, for especially during the playoffs, like I was like, look, y'all, my whole squad's available for y'all if you need to pick up any fighters because injuries run rampant. People get fights. People get suspended. You really do need a bank of fighters for this league, which is only good for the fighters. A
Yeah.
league that needs fighters is good for boxers.
You know what I like? I like also it's another form of revenue for these fighters. It's like
Absolutely.
sometimes a fighter gets paid for one round, what usually a debut fighter gets paid for four rounds.
For what a prospect would get paid for a 6 or 8 round.
But 6 8 round, true. So like for these kids, well, I say kids, they're grown, but these young men and women to be able to make this kind of money and schedule, I got 10 fights. You're picking up 20, 30, 40 bands in a 10 fight deal. That's pretty. That's awesome.
Pretty good.
Definitely
And you
sounds
get
fighter friendly.
experience.
Sounds fighter friendly to me, boss.
It's very fighter friendly.
So
And they get experience. These like whether it's a older ex champion that's trying to keep his name out there, or whether it's an up and coming prospect from the amateurs, everybody gets a benefit. You get some money on a consistent basis. You get to fight on a consistent basis, and to a point where you're not getting your body so ran down. Now it does take its toll, and these fighters do need their breaks, but it's not on the level where you're getting so ran down. And
Shout out to Steve USS Cunningham up there in Philly.
Shout out to Steve Cunningham. He's also in the playoffs right now with Philly. Philly is the returning champions. So the fact that Cunningham is still, on that, not just still on that squad, but been running it with that squad, shows them that the 50-year-old man still got the game.
Bro, man, hey, listen, Cunningham.
Another one of Nelson's dudes right there. Another one of those dudes. Right
last fight, I put Cunningham in. I called him and I said, "Hey, man, I was working with Triller, and I did Jake Paul versus Ben Askren." I said, "Cunningham, man, you want to make some money?" And he was like, "What you got, man?" I said, "Look, you about to fight Frank Mir."
Yes, he goes, right.
You
got a bag too,
bro. I go, "What you think you're gonna make, bro?" He told me, he goes, "They can't be paying." I said, "How about we double or triple that?" He was like, "What?" Yeah. Bro, his wife called me right quick. Said, "Listen, send that contract
ASAP."
Yo,
ASAP, Mama Cunningham.
Yo, so that was cool. And he's another freaking nature. He like you. That man don't get old. Like body young man, ripped, always in shape. His son, I hear his son is a beast.
His son is nice.
Scary dude, man. Scary dude.
He went to the Navy too, following his dad's footsteps, man.
That's
but
cool.
Yeah, his son.
Big face Navy. Shout out to the Navy. Shout out to the Navy.
So
big face
USS
Navy.
Junior and USS Senior are both on the Philly team. It was a father-son adventure, like LeBron
awesome,
and Bronny.
That's cool. Speaking of boxing, a lot of stuff happened in the boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
man.
We got I know Turkey Al-Sheikh is making a lot of noise. There was this bill trying to be passed about like doing away with the Muhammad Ali Act and like getting that format of the UFC into boxing, that MMA format.
Yeah.
I know you had some experience with the Muhammad Ali IAC and all this sanctioning body stuff. Could we first, because you know about this, you fought for them belts, you've paid sanctioning fees. You know,
man.
I had a fighter ask me the other day, "Hey Nelson, man, I like to fight for a youth title." You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, cool. You know, how old are you? Oh, you're 20 under 24. Okay, good. Yeah, you're eligible. You're coming off a win. Okay, we got to find an opponent." I said, "You know, who's paying for this?" He's like, "You know, I got a promoter and myself. I'm gonna pay and invest in myself." I'm like, "Okay, get ready for a good, 15, 20 bands." And they're like, "Well, what do you mean? I want to fight for the belt." I said, "Well, you got to pay a sanctioning fee. You got to fly the representative down there. They're going to take a percentage of your purse. They're going to take a percentage of the fighter that you're fighting purse. Then you got to fight a fighter just like yourself.
Wow.
You're 10-0, and you need a fighter that's equal to you to fight for that at the same age as you. So are you ready to spend 15, 20 grand? How could you explain a little bit about how that works and your experience with the WBO or WBC or any of these sanctioning bodies?"
Well, my experience with WBO has been trash. You know what I mean? WBO. I was the WBA world champion for almost 2 years.
And you beat
And
Cotto, to clarify. You beat Miguel Cotto for that belt.
well, it was my belt, so I
Okay,
beat him to keep it. Yep.
got
Yes, sir.
defended. Who did you
Defended
beat to
against
get the
Miguel
belt?
Cotto. I beat Rigoberto Alvarez, Canelo
Oh yeah,
Alvarez's big brother,
yes.
in Mexico, Guadalajara.
Rigoberto.
Rigoberto. And it was
I'm so
off of
proud.
like a 14-month layoff because my promoter screwed me and got and let somebody. Anyway, that's another story.
Yeah.
Mandatories, right? I was laid off for a month or a year and a half because I was the mandatory for a belt, and I still to this day don't understand it. And I couldn't take another fight, or else I would lose my mandatory position. So they like stretched me out for a year for 15 months and told basically when it was time for me to get my shot, my promoter let them step aside me with no money. And so I waited for another like 6 months. It was crazy. And finally,
But
when I
they
got
usually,
the shot,
but the step aside, they usually pay for that.
they usually pay you step aside money. So I'm just reading that they're about to fight for this belt that I've been waiting for. And I'm calling my promoter. I'm calling. He's like, "Oh, no, yeah, your money's coming." Money never came. So great shout out to Greg Cohen for that. It's a bullshit deal. Get away from him if you know Greg Cohen. Get away from him. He did time for real for a reason.
Yeah.
Snake
Wow.
ass bitch.
Wow.
So then again, the belts jerked me around for a year and a half. I finally get the shot. Then I win the full world title. And what do? They make it a regular belt and make Cotto the super champion. Just so they can get more, sanction fees.
Yeah.
And every fight they took 3% plus my promoter had to put up or the had to pay for the sanction
Sanctioning
of the
money.
title fight for the whole card, you know what I'm saying? And put the judges up, put the ref up. And there was also a guy that was with us, and I'll leave his name out because he's a good dude. No, he's not a good dude, but he was good to me.
Yeah.
But he was the bag man. And so if you didn't have one of those guys that had the meeting behind the meeting, because you go to the convention where they do the ratings and people will plea and shit. But if you ain't had a bag man, all that pleas was falling on deaf ears. And
Right.
the bag man basically just kept you in the rankings where you belong, not necessarily got you ahead. It just kind of gave you what you deserve, so to speak.
Well, I mean, I got some experience myself. So
You
I
probably was the bag man, that's to tell the truth.
so here's the deal. I didn't have a bag man. I dealt with him directly. And then what happened was when Alicia fought Pursoon, there was a no contest. In the rules and regulation of the WBC, if there's a no contest, there's a rematch, right? And nobody gets Alec. I had to put up like a bonus percentage to be distributed amongst the fighters for who won, who lost. I never got like notified if that got distributed. Delphine stayed number one, and they called Delphine to step aside for a certain amount of money. And Delphine said, no, don't want to step aside. And next thing you know, voila, she's fighting for all the belts on the Jake Paul card in Madison Square Garden. I don't have Delphine, so I didn't bother with it. I left it alone. But when I called and find out, hey, did they pay you? And they're like, no, nobody paid me. And they just did what they want. So apparently, the sanctioning belts do whatever they want. They held you for 10 years. You sued them, but it's like a unnecessary evil or necessary evil.
It's not necessary at all. That's the problem.
But they've
got us
the
to believe
TV. Exactly.
that we need them, but they don't. The only thing that boxing need is boxers. Because we don't care about what belt it is. If you got two fighters that are going to fight a good fight, they don't have to be good fighters. If you got two fighters that fight a good fight against each other, everybody will stop what they're doing and they will watch. I don't care where you're at. You can be at a basketball game, you can be at a hockey game. We have two people that get up and start fighting, throwing them punches. Everybody will stop what they're doing at a fucking Beyonce concert and they will start watching the fight.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to step in, but I want to say this because this is interesting. You guys would bring this up. This is why a lot of us are doing what we're doing with Lolo. Because Nelson does it different, man. He sees it different. He promotes it different. He treats the fighters different. It doesn't have to be the way it always has been. That's what I want to. It doesn't.
That's true.
It absolutely doesn't.
Maybe that's why Turkey doing his own belt, and do you agree with that now? Like him coming,
I don't agree with it because this is, as we've seen with the UFC, it doesn't end well for fighters. And again, like I said, all we need is the fighters. And if you're not going to treat the fighters the best, the way it goes right now, it goes: the promoter tells the belts what to do, the belts tell the ABC what to do. And the ABC was made by Congress, which our taxpayer dollars fund, which was supposed to be the governing function of governing body that is fighting for the fighters. Nobody's fighting for the fighters. Even that waste of taxpayer dollar called the ABC is not fighting for the fighters. I just sued the WBO for 10 years. I had the president of the ABC on my arbitration panel. Yeah. The WBO told this asshole which way to vote. You know what I'm saying? So again, it goes promoters to the belts to the ABC. ABC, they just sit back and I don't know what the fuck they do, to be honest.
There's a bag man.
There's a bag man. And so like the Muhammad Ali, the way that Turk is trying to remove some of the provisions for fighters in the Muhammad Ali Act, to that I say the Ali Act doesn't protect fighters anyway.
Correct.
It was just it was like something to appease the masses, like shut up, here, take this. They did, and I'm gonna quote my manager Bob Spagnola. Shout out to Bob. He's always said this. They've treated the Muhammad Ali Act like they treat Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. They throw it in the hood and they just made it not a beacon of what that man stood for. It's now just a joke. I sued the WBO for 10 years. After 10 years, they said, yes, the WBO, the arbitrator panel, which is involving the ABC president, said, yes, they did violate the Muhammad Ali Act. They did do you wrong, but we don't see how you suffered any financial damages. You winning a WBO belt would have meant nothing to you financially. And left it at that and walked away.
Wow.
I said, what? After 10 years? You're gonna tell me that you missed me you wrongfully, and now I'm gonna go pursue it criminally because they did it on purpose. I mean, we could go ahead and subpoena the bank accounts, and you can see that Frank Warren paid a lot of money to get me out of there because I was gonna whoop Liam Smith. But
Leon Smith went on fighting on Canelo, right?
And he got bodied in the 9th round.
But he got like $5 million too.
Exactly. What's I'm saying. That could have been mine.
Financial loss.
Exactly. And we proved that in the courtroom. But again, the belts tell the ABC what to do, and the promoters tell the belts what to do, and the fighters get no say, and there's no protection anyway. So I don't like what Ali's doing because the type of protection he's trying to take away, which would make it easier for promoters, I think, is to take away like the MRIs and all that stuff. And that would make it easier for promoters to throw fights, like local club promoters. But they're also what they're doing is taking power away from the local club promoters just to make it one big monopoly. So that's not going to be good for fighters. No, I don't agree.
God, I really don't even know how to fix boxing because imagine someone like yourself, you left boxing ranked in the top 5, top 10 in the IBF. I remember because when I started like pitching you to get you into bare knuckle, I was like, hey man, he's ranked top 10 in the world in boxing. Like it's worth something. And you know, I know you were in the midst of pursuing another world title. Is that based on all this politics, based on where you stand now? Is that even in the in the plans? Like it's like you, at your highest level, you were already there, and they said, you know what, we're not giving you the chance.
He's a generational talent in his.
Yeah. Like I don't see any desire to go back and go up against that politics again. Like
No, it's not. It's not worth it. And for as long as I fought against the belt, I'm sure my name won't carry good with the other belts. You know, I'm sure it's all one big club anyway.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not here to kiss nobody's ass to get the right fight, or to get any protection that I probably don't have no more. You know what I mean? Boxing, honestly, as jaded as I am with boxing, it needs to die. It needs to be shut down and be rebuilt up. Almost kind of like this country. You know what I mean? Like all the systems were not built under the correct intentions.
Yeah.
And so the only way to get a system built with the right intention is to tear it all the way down and build it up under the right intentions.
I don't know. I don't know, no
boxing needs
doubt. A certain fighter told me about 2 years ago. He said, boxing will never die. It's been here since the 1500s. It's going to keep right on going. You're the fighter that told me that. You're the fighter that told me that.
No, yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
it ain't gonna die. It ain't. But I'm like I said, I'm so jaded right now. He could, for all I care, he could die.
But Austin, check it out. We are the future promoters. You know, we are the future. You know, you have a bright man. You know, you went up against the odds and in the ring and even out the ring. Like if you were given the opportunity to be a promoter and handle an account with a television network that's giving you money to do, you would do it right because you
Absolutely.
know what. So I'm saying that maybe boxing don't need to die. Maybe everybody that's running boxing
needs to. And they are close. You know what I'm saying? They are all close.
It's getting there, right?
It's getting there. It's the changing of the guard.
It's the changing of the guard. I've fought boxing myself. I left too. You know, I fought against it. I'm like, you know what? I don't know why people don't like me. I don't know why people are blackballing me. I don't know what did I do. Like
you're not in the club.
They don't see. Yeah, I'm not in the club. They don't see me as an asset. I'm not this. I'm not Illuminati. I don't know what. Like, tell me what's up. Like, and so I just stepped away, and I told myself I would not do boxing again unless I did it on my own terms. So I went up against the big bad Eddie Hearns, and I outbid them and on their own game. They utilized the belts to go to bid so the fighters can get paid less. And I went and paid my home girl more. So you know what? Regardless, Austin, forget the WBO and all that stuff. That's history, right?
Right. That's history. I mean, we're not done with them.
Yeah.
But I'm not crying over spilled milk.
Hold my drink. I'll be right back. But as of right now, though, on a positive note, there was a shift in your career. There was an opportunity presented. You came out on top against the nightmare Diego Sanchez. You know, like everybody thought he was the boogeyman. Everybody thought it wasn't an easy task. You know, like he kept coming. He didn't go away. And, you know, it was something new. It was something new to your fists, right? You adjusted. Man. You won. And because of your stature in boxing, you're presented a title fight against one of the baddest men in the bare knuckle space. And you defeated him. And here you are 2-0 world champion in bare knuckle. And that's got to be a great feeling. Not only that, you've already defended it. And now you got a target on your head. But at the same time, I don't know if anybody wants to shoot.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No, man, Nelson, I can't thank you enough for presenting the opportunity to jump into the bare knuckle game. When you called me, it was like, hey, man, what you think about this fight, bare knuckle? I'm like, What's up? What they talking about? You know what I mean? And you the whole every step of the negotiation, you know what I'm saying? You was right there, like, all right, look, like we can get this, but let's ask for that, and it worked out being very good and lucrative. Shout out to you for that, man.
Appreciate
And
it.
honestly, so when we came in the bare knuckle, it was against Diego because they had a fight in Albuquerque, and they wanted to add. That's the thing I like about bare knuckle, BKB and BKFC is that they go big on the local talent. You know what I'm saying? Which I think boxing lost. So they wanted to get some local fighters in there, and Diego couldn't make 155, which is the weight class I fight at.
Yeah.
So when I went to 165, you know, to meet him
He didn't
there.
make that either.
He didn't make that either, yeah, for real.
I think you're like 170 something about
Right, right. And so when we went to 165, it's really in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'll do that for this fight. You know,
Right.
then we'll come and see what's up at 155. But then, then Palomino right away uh challenged me to his belt, which is weird, right? And so I kind of, and then whooping him at 165, I was stuck. I got stuck at 65. Two defenses later against Rico Franco, and the last one against Trinidad Snake. I said, listen, let me get to 155 so I can manhandle these niggas again, and be fighting my weight class. I did not mean at all that I was like done with 165. It was just like, let me go over there and slaughter these cats over here and come back over here. So anyway, they took that literally, was like, let's get these other guys as an interim belt. Gogo was fighting Lane, a couple days,
Yeah.
and Sturge is for the 165 interim belt, which is fine because I I got the rematch with Palomino at 155. It's a title
Okay.
eliminator.
I like that.
So I go whoop him, fight probably Ben Bonner or Frank Tanaya. Either one, it doesn't matter. I'm bombing both of those bombs. You feel me?
Right. Right.
And become the 155 champion. Now I'm a three-time two-sport champion. That's not bad.
It's
It's
not
not
bad,
bad at
bro.
all. And then say
Ready?
Lane or Go, whoever wins,
Let's get it.
wants to challenge me for my 65 belt, I'll go slaughter one of those dudes right after
And
that.
for the voice that's off, the big face opinion, ain't nobody beating Austin No Doubt Trout right there.
And especially at 155, because honestly, I don't have to make 165, so I don't train that hard.
That's
I'm
true.
not trying to be cocky or nothing, but like if I don't have to make the weight like that, you know what I mean? I do just what I have to do to make the weight, which is not that much. For 55, I gotta make that weight. I'm gonna be in shape, feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
be
gonna
in
be-
shape. So
you
it's
gonna be
gonna be
lighter.
worse for these cats at 155.
Let me ask you, if you had to predict Gogo Slavinsky, Gogo or Julian Lane, who you taking?
I think, and shout out to me, I like Julian Lane a lot, but I think Gogo might be a little bit more
You think that
intense.
aggression, like that
Yeah,
intense?
he's intense. And his aggression intensity. Lane had just a little
Hold
bit more
on.
skills. He could neutralize that, but Lane
Let
can
me give,
hit.
let me give Lane a little credit. He did go 5 rounds with Mike Perry.
It's true.
I'm-
That is true.
He's a dog. He's
He's
been
a dog,
around.
even though I don't think Mike Perry's really that big of a deal.
Well,
Like
that's
I
true.
fucking
I
slap
think Gogo
Mike
hits
Perry.
harder than Platinum.
Maybe that's a fight we should push. That's a fight,
Come on. Yeah, I think Gogo hits harder than. You think Gogo hits
Yeah.
harder than Platinum?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yeah, I think he just used. I think he just used everything to throw. I think the homeboy's haymaker heaven, like five,
He
everything.
throws his whole body into
He's
every
built
shot.
for
He
it too.
falls when he
He's
misses,
long, he's thick, he's built for it. I mean, his body is built for that. If he goes into one, he's not
Man.
165. Was he walking in 185, 180 that night?
Yeah, probably.
And he struggles. He struggles with that 165. He struggles to make that 165. So, and I know Gogo. I put Gogo. I got Gogo in here too. And before he was doing boxing, but that kind of fighting doesn't work in boxing.
Nah, it does not. But it's different in MMA. It's equalizer. That fighting does work in not MMA, in bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle, yeah. So, I got a question. What do you think about Paulie Malignaggi coming back into BKB, signing the deal to do it one more time? What do
The
you
Magic
think about
Man.
That's crazy, right? I mean,
and you guys are the same weight. I'm just saying.
That would be a big fight over there in the triangle. Woo!
I don't know. I listen, man. Austin's one of my favorite fighters. So, to be friends with one of your favorite fighters,
ditto.
It's like I feel like nobody can beat you. I love Polly, but I think like you came up in that 47. Polly grew into the 47.
He grew into
Like
it. Yeah.
right, his body shape is because it's probably a 40, a 35. You know what I mean?
Really, if
You know
if
what
he
I'm saying?
was
So,
to get disciplined,
right.
I,
he's
I
going
want
to
to
make
say,
Hold
it.
on.
man,
He's in shape though. Listen.
Oh
this
no, I see him.
Yeah.
He
is
looks sharp.
incredible shape.
Good.
He's
He
in
looks
incredible
sharp. He
shape.
looks good. He looks in shape, Paul.
I actually need to go by the gym to go see him. I'm gonna go see him. I got some sparring tomorrow.
We're
You know what
gonna
I'm
have
saying?
him on the show soon. So he'll be on the show soon. I did want to say, hey, like you say, getting in this fight game, like Austin Trout, that's one of my favorite fighters, and now he's my homeboy. And he look as good now as he did in 2012, 2011,
Feel,
bro. I'm gonna be
feel
real with
quick,
you.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
This man, he don't find that Bernard Hopkins
He's
found his
still
feet,
pretty,
man.
man. He's
I
still
tell you
killing
what
them,
it
bro.
is.
He's still champ of the motherfucking world,
I
dog.
tell you the secret. No steroids. You know what I mean? It helps you age gracefully. When you
That's
do
true. That's
steroids,
true.
that's why you a
That
lot of these
speeds it
guys you
up.
see them, they was killers, and then out of nowhere they just flop. And you're like,
Man,
oh, the
crazy.
juice ain't working no more.
That's crazy, right? That's wild. Hey man, listen, I know that there's a lot of scientific chemicals that are being used in these sports, but
Terrible.
you know, it is what it is, and you'll see it at the end. Like you see longevity, how it rises, how it ends. So Palomino, Austin Trout, number 2, Miami. What's gonna be different? What's he gonna
Nothing.
do different? What do you think he's working on that he learned on the first one?
Well, he tries to put everything on the social media. So what I see, he's trying to get away from the left hand, but I hit him like almost 100% with my right hand. So uh, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do different. He's either going to try to rush me like he did in the 5th round when I was like just coasting to my win, which is going to get him dropped because that's what happened in the 4th round. He just tried to bring it and he got dropped doing it. Or he's going to try to box me again like he tried the first time, but maybe he thinks because the Trinidad Snake gave me problems with his movement, which he didn't. He didn't give me problems with his movement. He might try to do that. Either way, he's going to get pieced up. And again, like this is my first professional rematch, by the way. Out of
Oh,
my,
really?
almost 50 fights that I've had professionally, this is my
Wow.
first rematch. And I remember way back in the amateurs, like I didn't lose rematches. If I saw you once, that's all I needed. Like whatever you thought you hit me with before, you will never hit me again with it. And not that he hit me with anything the first time, but it's just
But
gonna
that's what
get
I would
worse.
think. I would think that you're not a kind of guy that disregards a fighter. Like you're not the kind of guy that
Nah.
says gets cocky to the point. You're very cautious. So if anything, like whatever he's about to do, you've already kind of studied
Man, I'm
it.
like I'm like Batman. I got a contingency plan for everything he got.
Well, so I don't know. I mean, look, I'm watching it. I'm
Yeah,
watching.
man, it'll be
So definitely,
interesting.
definitely like to see that. Any other plug you want to do, like for your, I don't know, your gym, your sponsors. You got some.
Yeah, man.
What's up? Tell them people to send me a car too. What's up, bro?
Yeah. Shout out to Houston Hitman Team Combat League. Stay tuned. Keep an eye out. Houston Boxing Class, Houston Boxing Center. That's what it'll be opened up. So I'm gonna name it. It's gonna be in the Willowbrook Champions area. That'll be happening next month. Again, Houston Boxing Center. It's a No Doubt Trout Boxing Academy.
I love it. All right, my people, ladies and
Face,
gentlemen.
holla, man. I need some sponsors too, man.
Hey, how about that, man? The champ. I don't know if the battery might have betrayed him, boss.
It's okay.
I think
It's all
it
good.
did,
We got a great interview, man.
man.
Word of knowledge. Like I'm telling you, Austin is going to end up being like, I think he's going to end up being some kind of partner promoter, bro. He's like, he has the gym, he knows the sport, he's dealt with the business side of things. I'm telling you, he doesn't see it, but I do see. I see potential in Austin being a promoter, a partner promoter in the business. He still has that fighter mentality. He still wants to fight, But when he sees that you can make money outside of the ring,
Well, they better hurry up because my thoughts on him. He's one of my best friends in the business. I've been privileged to become a good friend of his. I think they're going to put him in front of the camera. He's good looking. He's articulate. He knows the game. He's
speaks
great
well.
at commentating. You had him commentate on your Global Combat with Sean Wheelock and Britton Hart, and he's dope, man. I think
I like him and all that, man. He's definitely a
man.
star.
He
Definitely a star.
is.
I wish boxing would have embraced him a little more. Like
Man, a generational talent. I'm telling you, he was a generational. One of my favorite fighters. One of the few fighters who, I've met a lot of, decent, good fighters, great fighters through this bare knuckle experience and our experience with Trout. But Austin Trout, man, he was rare. And he gave Canelo about the best fight he's ever had, that he didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was a great fight.
They sure didn't want to do it again. So
he did not want to do it. They didn't want to do it again.
I wish I was in that space right now. I wish I had the Austin Trout in the boxing world right now.
Right now. By the way, I think if he really wanted to, I think he still could challenge for a title somewhere between that 154 to 164, 165.
Yeah.
He's
it's
great.
just the politics.
Slick fighter, great feet, is smart, and he's smart. See, that's what people would just sleep on in this business. His intellect.
Absolutely. But sometimes in a career like that, he named a couple people that kind of stabbed him in the back. He named a couple people that, probably didn't have his best interests. And that's the one thing, that's the lesson of today. That's the lesson that we need to take in and learn, And I think along the way, you learn who to be in your circle. Some people, sometimes you're so, especially in boxing, you're so like not starstruck, but you're like so happy or pleased or satisfied that you were able to work with this certain person that you kind of just surrender, all your assets to that person, and you let them do as they want, and you trust them and you believe them. And then you learn that, he was a snake in the grass, and then you have to start all over again. So that hard lesson I've learned, that hard lesson Austin learned, and that hard lesson a lot of fighters have learned. So, in the sport and in life, be picky on who is in your circle. Be picky on who you do business with. Don't open your arms, so easily and accept anyone. I've been blessed to now learn that and know that and share that. And, I've formed a super team, and I feel comfortable. I feel, more powerful. I feel, like I have armor around me with my team now. And if I had this before, it'd be a different situation, but God's timing is always right, and it's right on time. I got the team exactly when I'm supposed to have the team, and it's to the moon, baby. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times.
Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing his thing.
Out there.